What's up everybody, it's 2Bricks and I am back with the next installment of my Hogwarts modular building series. I guess this would be the next module. This, if you haven't seen the previous videos, this is a section of the very large tower that sits off to the right of the Great Hall. And if you haven't seen my previous videos to see all of the progress that I made up until that, each of the modules has their own interior and tons of detail and specialized features and things that all kind of connect together. And my aim is to make a fully walkable playset scale Hogwarts Castle that the students can walk around in and enjoy and kind of inspire your imagination. And the idea is in the same way that the modular buildings that LEGO puts out every year or two all fit together to make one seamless thing. That is what I'm trying to do with this, except obviously a lot more specialized because we're building it in sections. So yeah, so this is the next section of that. So this area sits on top of the grand staircase that would be below here, and I'll just show you guys that later when I connect all this together. And then this is the entrance to the Gryffindor Common Room, and then that goes up to the dormitories as well. So that's kind of where we are. This is the section of the tower where it widens out a little bit, and then it gets thicker, and then it goes up just a little bit more, so about this high with the tan color, the bricks, and then the roof begins after that. So the final section that will sit on top of here will contain Dumbledores Office and the roof that will complete the Grand Staircase Tower, and that is a huge milestone to be finally arriving at in a series, because I've had the tower designed for a while, but I'm just now getting to the instructions for it. Sorry about the delays. I know a lot of you guys have been messaging me furiously asking where the next installment is. I've had a lot going on, so here it is. Hopefully you guys are just happy to get your hands on it. And yeah, so I'm going to kind of dive into the aesthetics first, then I'll show you the interior, show you the features, etc. So yeah, let's just kind of get in and take a look at it. So keeping to the outside for the time being, you can see here I've kept the same design that I had for the lower sections with the regular the square windows that were introduced for this relaunch of the series, the Harry Potter series in 2018. I've kept those going. I've also kept the minimal amount of surface relief, so just a few spots here and there picked out with additional detailing and a couple of masonry bricks here and there. And the reason for that is that I want to sell the scale of this and make it seem like a much larger model than it really is. And I think, to me, when you have a lot of larger off-color bricks in the exterior, it kind of betrays the scale a little bit to the eye. It kind of forces you to see it as the size that it really is. And I want to try to trick your eye into thinking that you're looking at something absolutely massive. So keeping the details very small and very subtle, I think, is the way to go. There's a little bit of detailing in here that is actually part of this removable wall feature, so I'll just show you that while I'm here. So you pull on this handle and this section just breaks away, and that enables you to get in there and see, there you go, the portrait of the fat lady. So this is actually the entrance to the Gryffindor Common Room, and then these pieces are able to kind of awkwardly slide or kind of be pushed back to allow for room. Obviously I'm using the pre-made sticker that came with the set that represented this particular area of the castle, and I'm not super fond of the piece, the way that it fits in here. It connects at one point in the top and then 2 points down at the bottom, so there isn't really a good way to swivel it. It would be so nice if it could just fully swivel either from one side or the other or from the middle, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I wanted to make this little breakaway section here so you could see the entrance, you could pose a figure in here, forgetting the password, for example, and then that would be kind of a fun thing. So yeah, that was the reasoning behind that. And then I do like the texture of this. It gives it just a unique little bit of texturing here on this side. And then these are the doors that will connect up, so there's one here and one here, to the other sections of the quad. So this represents the entrance to the third floor, because it is the third floor on my layout. So this will be, I think, going off to the fluffy room. If you haven't seen Harry Potter and you don't know what the fluffy room is the room containing the dog that is named Fluffy, that goes off to the challenges and things. So I think that's what's going to be in the building that goes off this way. So we'll see, but I'm still kind of determining that. And then this door goes off just to the other part of the quad because it's comes off at an angle here and there. So that's that. And then yeah, I'm using the arches and then using these cheese wedge pieces to fill in the gaps for the section that goes wider here, and I actually really like that. I think that it gives it, especially when the top section of the roof is on, it gives it a really nice complete feel, and these little gaps here feel very intentional to me. They don't stick out, and I barely notice them once the roof is on as well. And you can see I have in here, you can see behind there's a little bit of a gap. These are working matriculations, in the sense that there are holes that go into the building, and you know, if this were a actual castle historically that was meant to be defended, people would pour things like hot oil and hot water and things out of these holes down to the invaders below, so there would always have to be holes down in here, and that is the purpose of having the castle actually step out the way that it does, so that you have the room to drop those things down below onto the people who are trying to you know, do a siege on you or whatever. So I actually purposefully left, and you can see in the back here, one of those little holes there. It's just a 1 plate thickness, but I thought it would be a cool way to A, save on parts, and B, make those be actually functional. So that's that. So yeah, let's dive in and take a look at the inside before we go too much further. Okay, so I'll give you a quick overview. So in here is the common room. Back here is the painting of the fat lady that we were just looking at from the other side. Down here is the golden phoenix statue that reveals the staircase that goes up to Dumbledore's office, and I placed it there because Dumbledore's office will come and sit right on top of here. So you know, canonically, a magical staircase would emerge from this space and you know, come up and you know, take you to Dumbledore's office. So I wanted to definitely include some kind of indication for that in there. It does spin, and I'm going to show you that a little bit closer up later on when you can only kind of look at it through a door down below, but I just wanted to reframe the camera angle just to look at that, especially later on, because I'm very happy with how that statue turned out. So up here is the dorm room. So I've basically taken a cue from what LEGO did with their own official set of the dorm, which was that little giveaway set that was designed to basically store your chocolate frog cards, the collectibles that they've been putting in the sets. And so I just took the 2 beds that they had in that set and placed them in here and just expanded out the dorm space a little bit. So we have in here the furnace where the kids will heat up their socks, because if you've ever lived in a cold country like England, it's very, very satisfying in the morning to have warm socks to put on your feet. So I looked at some production stills and things from the movie, and that is something that the kids do. They place them there. That's fun. We have some candles and torches dotted around. And then obviously this is Harry's bunk here, because we have Hedwig, his trunk, and then the photo of his parents. And then on the other side, this is Ron's bunk. We have some Weasley products there to show his loyalty to the family brand, and he's also got a candle in case he wants to get up and go in the middle of the night and go get a snack, because Ron is always hungry. And then down here I just have a very simple representation of a stool, so it's literally just 2 pieces, and I just wanted to have somewhere that you could place if the characters wanted to be sitting down. You could have a stool that you could place somewhere or another, and that's about that. So you know, I kept it fairly simple, fairly limited. Mainly because what I wanted to kind of call out and make reference to is the fact that there's this overhanging balcony where characters can look down and see what's happening in the dorms below. It does not connect into the dorm, or sorry, into the common room. It doesn't connect into the dorms the way that I'm depicting it here, but I did want to have that wall that goes across at the top of the stairs. And the stairs back there do actually go down and connect into that area, which I'll show you in a second. So this whole thing is removable, this platform right here. So all you do is you just lift it up and it goes all the way up, and then you hit a snag back here and you just have to tilt it and pull it out. So this whole section is a nice little removable vignette. So I like that about it, and it just gives you much nicer access for play and to be able to get down in here and see the common room. So this is really the main kind of usable, livable space in this area. So I'm really excited to show you guys all the stuff that is going on here. Lots of detail, as you can see. Okay, so starting over here, this is the backside of the Fat Lady painting. So your students come through that entrance there. We have a little table here set up with a goblet and some tea for, you know, somebody to be drinking. And then I've used the official Gryffindor banner here from the Quidditch set, where they had the towers, each of which has a representation for their particular house. So I took the Gryffindor one and placed it here. Now in the instructions, I have the same pieces, so this is actually a clear backed, the sticker sits on top of a clear window pane piece. So if you're wondering in the instructions why there is a clear window pane indicated in this set, it's so that you can use the same pieces, but you can actually switch. If you buy the sticker separately just to use for this purpose, you can just stick that onto pretty much any color. It doesn't have to be the transparent window piece. If a black or dark tan one is cheaper to get your hands on, you can just stick the sticker to that, because all we're looking for is that Gryffindor sticker pattern back there for the banner, because I think that really represents the kind of tapestry feel that we have in this whole space really well. So then we have a little green couch, which again came in one of the official sets. I think it might have been in an advent calendar, but I'm not 100% sure now. It's been a while since I've purchased any new Harry Potter stuff. And then we have a little table down in here where someone's been reading the Daily Prophet, and there's a little reading lamp as well with a little indication of a light bulb underneath that dish. Again, a Gryffindor banner that's taken from what was the representation of the Great Hall for the micro nanoscale Hogwarts set that we got, the big $400 one. Then we have 2 tapestries in here, which are just sort of pulled to the side. I noticed that a lot of them kind of act like curtains in a way. They're sort of pulled over to one side, so I just wanted to indicate that using some wedge plates. Then keeping around to this corner, again, another Gryffindor thing. You know, these Gryffindors, they want people to know who they are, so they have as much signage as possible, and just a little seat there in the corner for somebody to be warming themselves next to the fireplace. We have the fireplace, again, represented with some actual nice little flame details in there, and a little kind of grill in front of the fireplace, and the nice couch where the golden trio of Harry, Ron, and Hermione will always come and sit down and just kind of think and discuss their plans and what they're going to do. So then we have a Quidditch banner back here. I put this in there because it's red. This actually came from the Diagon Alley set, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. And I just thought, you know, red Quidditch, it just fits into this area pretty well. So I decided to put it in there. And also you can see a little side table. Somebody's got some mail. And then one final little tapestry on here. And that just brings us back around to the entrance. And I tried to be as well fairly faithful to all the different carpets and rugs and things that are all sort of laid on top of each other kind of haphazardly in the room. So that's kind of the reason for the somewhat randomized patterning on the floor there for all of the different tiles, plates, wedge plates, etc., etc. It just gives a lot of different areas for the students to be able to stand. Just remove the couch and show you there the pattern on the carpet. So, you know, I tried to, again, look at as many production stills as I could to get a sense of what the room is like so that I could adapt it faithfully, at least to what looks good to me. And then back here we just have the staircase that goes up and connects to the dorm room. So again, you just place this in here, get it nice and flat, and then it just slides into place. And it's held in by the fireplace here, so that brick just keeps this in the right spot. And this is all very nice and secure once it's in. So there you go. So there's kind of the whole interior space. There's a lot going on in a relatively small space. I didn't really talk about anything that's happening out here, so let me just go over that really quick. So there are a couple of areas where I've attached portrait-like things that I have. So that's Ron's trip to Egypt. I have a couple of stickers that I've just put in here because I had stickered pieces that matched what I was trying to do. So these are from various sets, but I'm not calling any of these out in the instructions. I do just have the open studs available on the backs, you know, the actual studded bricks in here. So if you do want to place your own little fun Easter egg, so I have a Thor portrait in there. You can go ahead and do that. But yeah, there's just a few spots for that around, and I do like to use those, oh yeah, back here. Those little, the famous wizard cards there, I do like to place those around as portraits. I think that's fun, because what else are you really going to do with them? And so yeah, that's kind of the full look at the interior. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think having it be actually, you'll see when I connect it, the stairs and everything connect correctly to this so that you can come up the stairs from the grand staircase, right up to the entrance of where the Fat Lady portrait is, right here. And then you can, you know, continue the whole walkable thing all the way up to, you know, the staircase up into the dorms. The only thing that is a cheat is the fact that this literal magic staircase right here springs out of the ground in order to take you up to the office space. So that I'm allowing myself a cheat for that. The minifigs can't access it unless they use real magic, but that's okay, because, you know, this is a magical world. And I just want to show you guys the last little bit of detail in here before we move on. So this is the Griffin statue that swivels around to, you know, reveal the staircase there. I tried to put as much detail into the statue as I possibly could. So it's got all its different feathers and things on the plumage there. It's got the 4 legs. It can swivel and fit within the space. It has the beak and the horns there on the head that you'd expect to see. So yeah, I really try to flesh this one out as much as possible, even though you can only look at it through this doorway, which is a little bit of a shame, but it just needed to be that way for the structural stability of this entire tower section. I couldn't have too many breakaway sections because it is a very tall tower and I don't want any question of structural stability to come up. So but at least you can see it really nice and clear through here, and you know that it's there, and it takes you on up to Dumbledore's office. And Dumbledore's office is complete, and I just wanted to show you guys how that fits onto there. So this whole section is just a removable diorama piece, much like a lot of the other sections that I've been trying to do to make it maximally accessible. And I have this little cutaway section here which leads down to the Griffin statue, so it's a little bit of an indication of where that's supposed to go. And then there's just fits in here. I have a lot of different plates and tiles that are in here designed to just capture it into the right area so that it stays where it's supposed to be. So this will get its own video later, so don't worry about that. Don't look at it too closely just yet, but you will be seeing more of that next time. And just before I quickly show you guys the whole section connected together with the rest of the castle, I wanted to set up a few minifigure scenes, as is customary with this series, to give you guys an idea of what it feels like for the minifigs to live in this space. So here you can see Neville with his rememberall. He's forgotten something, and that is the password, so he can't get in. So Hermione's come along, and of course she remembers it, so she's going to help him out. Not do a Petrificus Totalis on him like last time, so he's very relieved about that. Then we move down into the actual common room here, and you can see 4th year Harry has won the egg. Colin Creevey there is taking a picture. And then way in the background there, you can see George Weasley hawking some of his products. He's got his suitcase ready to go, and he's just excited to sell some more Wizard Wheezes products to the fellow students. And up here you can see Hedwig. Why are you looking over there? You want to be following the action here. There you go. So yeah, it's Christmas morning, and Ron is explaining to Harry that he's got presents, and of course Ron is carrying a chocolate frog, because why not? And yeah, so they're just getting ready to go and run down and see what's going on down below. And Scabbers is on the loose, as always. Actually, his tail is slightly interfering with this connection point, so let me move him one step over. There you go. So yes, a lovely Christmas morning excitement scene there for the two boys. So yeah, there you go. Lots of life and lots of fun and liveliness that you can get out of this this whole thing. Lots of little stories that you can play out in your imagination, and ways that you can have fun posing all of your characters and getting into the world of Harry Potter and the minifigures. So there you go. So let's connect this to the rest of the castle so far and see what we've got. So here we are back at my main layout. We have the Great Hall back here, the kitchens, the Chamber of Secrets, and then the base of the tower, as well as the Grand Staircase Tower. So now I'm going to go ahead and just place the next module on the top. So you just simply place it on top. And then there's a lot of different studs on the underside, which are not studs, but a lot of portions on the inside that kind of hook in all around. So it kind of just naturally wants to line itself up when you sort of squish it like this. And then you can see it's in there. I'm just trying to like really finesse the connection point so it doesn't go anywhere. And there we go. And then it's probably quicker than that if I wasn't just taking all of this section apart and then putting it back together and for the instructions. But yeah, usually once you've done it once or twice, it stays in there a lot more securely and a lot more easily. It just pops on and off because it kind of finds its groove, you know? And then you can place Dumbledore's office onto the top of that. So lining it up correct orientation, like so. And then finally, I'll go ahead and adjust the camera angle here. We'll place the roof section over the top of that. So this is a little preview of what's coming next. So this will be the final part of the puzzle. And this will just sit on top of here like so. Oops, I think I have it the wrong way. There you go. So there you can see it's all going to be connected. And this little section right here, you know, it's a fairly important part because it contains the Gryffindor Common Room where so much of the action takes place. But it really is just another piece of this massive, massive tower that we have here. It just goes up and up and up. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring you guys the roof section and Dumbledore's office next, so that we can really complete out this tower. And from, you know, taking a view from way back, it looks incredible, and I'm just so thrilled with it. And then like I said, the next section will be coming through here, which will be the start of the quad, which goes off this way and that way, and that'll have some of the fluffy challenge and chess table challenge and all that stuff in it, I believe. At least that's what I'm planning to do for now. So we'll see how that all kind of shakes out. But yeah, the corridors are both accessible, top and bottom, both of these doors here and here, from the internal staircases. So the minifigs are once again able to go all the way from the boathouse up through into the Great Hall, into the corridors behind here, up inside of this, and it's fully traversable, all except for Dumbledore's office, which is up here. So that's the only cheat that I'm doing in this whole entire castle, and I'm allowing myself that because I think that's perfectly acceptable for a build of this type and something that involves magic. So yeah, let's take a look at the so yeah, let's go ahead and do the outro. And all right, guys, so as you can hopefully see, the castle is continuing to come to life. I'm just so thrilled with how this project is going. I do wish once again to reiterate that trans lives matter, trans rights are human rights. J.K. Rowling is a bit of a muppet. I do not like her, and I do not like what she is doing at the moment. And unfortunately, I'm extremely invested into this project, so I'm unable to really do much about that in terms of you know, presence on this channel. But I do just want to keep reiterating that I'm just so disgusted by her continued behavior. Yuck. But yeah, so at least the castle's looking great. I'm really, really happy with how all of this is going. And I think as a representation of what we see on screen in the movies, I'm just beyond thrilled with how it's coming out so far. I do wish LEGO, with their various attempts at making Hogwarts Castle systems that are somewhat modular and connectable, I wish that they had taken a step further and gone to, you know, something like this extent, to make something that is truly monstrous. When you put it all together and you look at it, you just think, wow, that's crazy. The current layout is, you know, it's interesting. It's a little bit dinky. I'm not a huge fan. I like the idea on paper, but I think the execution has been a little bit lacking, especially when you start to try to put everything together in the current system. All the currently available sets, I think, with the green roofs, they don't look especially great, and you have to do a lot of fudging and imagining to try to see it as a real location that minifigures can actually enjoy inhabiting. So it's a little bit of a miss there for me, but I think at least I'm having fun doing this version here, so yay for that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the next section. Dumbledore's office is a little bit of a smaller thing, but the roof still has a little bit of engineering challenges that I'm figuring out in terms of making it easy for you guys to put together and not have to struggle too much like I did. I really struggled to put that roof together. So so yeah, that's kind of where the focus of my energy is going right now, is to make sure that that's a good, easy to put together set for all of you guys to enjoy. So yeah, I'm going to get started on that. Thank you guys again so much for your patience and for the support. Of course, if you do want to download the instructions for how to download this are down in the description. Just follow those links. It'll take you to my Rubricable page where you can get a PDF step-by-step building guide for this section, as well as all of the others that have come before, and you can see how to build them, and you can upload the parts lists to bricklink.com and you can order the parts that you need. I do at some point have to do a tutorial on how exactly all of that process works, because you can figure it out. It is relatively straightforward if you're you know, savvy with computer stuff, but for some people who are a little bit more hands-on and don't know so much about the websites involved, it can be a little bit tricky. So I am going to try to do a tutorial for that at some point. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you are going to build this, what you think of it. I really do appreciate all of your feedback. I take it into account whenever I'm moving forward with projects. Do you like the representation here for the Gryffindor Common Room and the dorms? I had a lot of fun building this, so hopefully you guys do as well. So that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for liking, for watching, commenting, subscribing, all the good YouTube stuff that helps the algorithm know what's up. A like really does make a lot of difference to the algorithm, so drop me one of those if you could. And a comment also just lets me know what you think, so I really appreciate hearing from you guys. Alright, so that's it from now. Seriously, no more waffling. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, mischief managed.